So as many of you know, Coinbase, the popular cryptocurrency exchange, is going to be going public, meaning you will be able to buy stock in Coinbase. And in this video, I want to go into some analysis on, where I am as far as this goes. Am I bullish? Am I bearish? Am I somewhere in between? Okay. And I want to go into some more details about this and not just give my opinion without any, merit. Okay. So let's go into a couple key things, right? Coinbase had a significant improvement this year. So last year in 2019, or actually technically 2 years ago, but we just started 2021, it had a loss of $30 million. Okay, now that alone actually isn't that bad for major companies. A lot of companies will lose money for years in hopes of making that money back in the future. So $30 million is not a huge loss, okay? Now, in 2020, so the 30 million losses in 2019, in 2020, it had $322 million in revenues out of $1.14 billion. Okay, so they did have a substantial improvement year over year from 2019 to 2020. Now that is very good. Now 96% of its revenue comes from transaction fees for trading. Okay. Now the cryptocurrency exchange has filed to go public via direct listing, meaning that it's just going to be put right onto the stock market for everyone to buy. Okay. Now, where are some key issues, okay? Now, the 96% of its revenue from transaction fees. There are a lot of cryptocurrency projects that are trying to basically destroy the idea of an exchange. Where they're going to be having very low transaction fees, the ability to swap cryptocurrencies instantly at low cost. Those are things that many projects are working on, and I see as a substantial threat to Coinbase's future. That being said, those projects are still likely years away, and they're probably not as, at least currently, as user-friendly as Coinbase is. Say what you will about decentralized exchanges, and I do think decentralized exchanges have a great future, but the reality is this: most people are more comfortable using a centralized exchange and just paying the transaction fees because it's a lot easier to use. I mean, it's pretty simple to use Coinbase. You download the app, put in your bank information, verify your account, and you can start buying. You can hold it right on the exchange. Not saying that's recommended, but that is what you can do. And so there is a value for Coinbase in terms of user friendliness, intuitiveness, and just ease of use. They have a customer support network, which is not the best, but most decentralized exchanges are not going to have any customer support because they're a decentralized exchange. There is no company behind them, except for maybe in the case of Binance, which is launching a decentralized exchange also, okay? So that is one of the key things you need to keep in mind here. 96% of its money is coming from transaction fees, and there are a lot of projects looking to essentially all but eliminate transaction fees and create a decentralized trading platform. So that is a key threat here. Now, in terms of competition from non-decentralized exchanges, such as centralized exchanges, I don't think they pose a significant threat to Coinbase, and here's why. Coinbase has the most licenses, has the most robust lobbying board. Coinbase is in a prime, a prime position to really dominate the centralized exchange field of things. Okay, so I don't see any other exchange like Kraken or even Binance really taking over Coinbase in terms of centralized exchanges. Once again, I think their main threat, Coinbase's main threat, is the decentralized exchange, which is not, here yet in terms of, user friendliness and things like that. So that's still years away, but it is still something to keep in mind. I don't think centralized exchanges poses a threat to Coinbase, but I do see decentralized exchanges eventually posing a threat. Now, also, I do think Coinbase does have some opportunity to make some more revenue in terms of offering premium memberships. Okay, so we see what Robinhood has done, even though I am not a fan of Robinhood anymore after the GameStop fiasco, but we see what Robinhood has done in offering informational products on stocks and things like that, as well as, margins and things like that. I think Coinbase, as they move more and more into to that, they could actually add some more revenue streams to their, 43 million users roughly. Okay, probably more by now by the time of this article. So in terms of that, I do see some more revenue opportunities beyond just transaction fees. They could offer informational products. They could offer different things like that. They could offer more margins, loans, things like that could really amplify their revenue streams and really monetize their user base. Another plus for Coinbase is that when it comes to institutional buyers, most of them are going with Coinbase. They are using Coinbase as a custody service or even on their exchange. So Coinbase right now is dominating when it comes to institutional investors and when it comes to your average cryptocurrency investor. All right, so that's two key areas that Coinbase is dominating. They haven't had any major hacks. They have a very good security team. So in that regard, I see more and more institutions that get involved in cryptocurrency using Coinbase to buy, sell, and hold their cryptocurrency. So where is Coinbase missing? The only place I see Coinbase really missing is not a lot of people in terms of, if you're going into demographics, the person they're missing is their intermediate to expert level cryptocurrency investor who isn't using substantial amounts of money. So what I mean by that is this. I'm not talking about your average person just dipping their toes in the water, and I'm not talking about a huge corporation or company or hedge fund or whatever using Coinbase to buy their cryptocurrency and hold it. I'm talking about someone who's been in crypto for 4 or 5 years now, has a substantial, amount, maybe does some trading here and there, but they have a good knowledge of cryptocurrency. They're probably not using Coinbase because they're comfortable using a decentralized exchange or using a second tier exchange like a Kraken or a Binance or an exchange that may have lower trading fees. So your intermediate level cryptocurrency trader / investor, the person who has very good knowledge on cryptocurrency but isn't using millions of dollars, that's the person I think Coinbase is missing, because a lot of those people are jumping ship into Binance or into decentralized exchanges or looking at some of these cryptocurrency projects that are going to be offering the ability to just swap your cryptocurrency back and forth for very low trading fees. So that is the key demographic I think Coinbase is missing, and I don't think it's necessary for them to capture that demographic for them to have a successful company. So just to reiterate what we got through so far, all right? So Coinbase is getting the majority of their money from revenue from their transaction fees, okay? There is other opportunities for them to make more revenue in terms of informational products like we've seen done with Robinhood, okay? They have seen very good growth over the past few years, and they're not going to be facing much competition from centralized exchanges. Their main competition is going to be in the future as decentralized exchanges grow in popularity and really, work out the kinks that they're having right now. So that's where we are so far. Another point I do want to bring up. CEO Brian Armstrong has gotten paid nearly, here's a wonderful ad, $60 million in 2020. That is a lot of money for a CEO of a pretty small company, okay? Not saying that Coinbase is small, but in terms of other companies, if you look at like Microsoft CEO got paid $44 million during his 2020 tenure there. So $60 million at Coinbase versus $44 million at Microsoft. I do think Coinbase CEO is getting overpaid a bit, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's worth it. Maybe he's doing that great of a job. All right, that is completely subjective on you. But if you really compare how big's Coinbase, how big's Microsoft? Microsoft's obviously a lot bigger. Their CEO is getting paid less than Coinbase's CEO. So you do need to keep that into consideration. Some of this money was, used for like private security and things like that, but I do think that's probably necessary. But ultimately, that is for you to decide if you think the CEO is getting overpaid just a smidge. And like I said, 1.8 million goes to personal security. A lot of that came from stock options. Some of it was salary. Only 1 million of it was in salary, but 56.7 million of stock options, okay? So you do need to consider that. This guy is going to own a lot of Coinbase, obviously, if he's getting that much money in stock options and he's only getting a $1 million salary. So it's not all just raw liquid cash that he's getting paid, but still $60 million worth of a company. That's a lot. That is a lot. So you do need to keep that into consideration. Okay. So, just to go over this, am I bullish? Am I bearish? I probably will take a gamble on Coinbase stock. It's not a stock that I am like 100%, you have to buy this. This is going to be the best thing ever. This is going to go to the moon. I think what it's going to be is it will have some potential to, really be big, but it has some, glaring risks that I pointed out in the video, the decentralized exchanges and things like that and other cryptocurrency projects that could make Coinbase obsolete in the future. On the pro side of things, they have a good user base. They have more revenue opportunities if they play their cards right. And overall, I do think they will have a successful future. I just need to really look at things. And like I said, I am probably going to, take a swing on some Coinbase stock, but I am not going to treat it necessarily as an investment. I am more so treating it as a gamble. It is something that I am going into knowing I could lose money. And it is a higher risk stock in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you bullish or bearish on Coinbase stock? I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Have a great day.